After reading a good Superman story, or watching an amazing animation, or sitting through a movie, every single time you watch Superman, you should have a feeling of hope. Afterwards, you should feel complete. You should have that inspirational gut feeling that starts at your belly and ends up in your heart. And that is exactly what you are going to get from the CW show Superman and Lois. And I'm surprised. I've been very critical of the CW, the shows that it has, and some of the casting choices they have made. But Superman and Lois, that's a whole nother ball field. We are playing with toys that are amazing and well taken care of. This is a spoiler review, just so you know. But I was lucky enough to actually watch this entire thing, and I was on the edge of my seat the entire time. Not because it was suspenseful, but because it was beautiful. This took Tyler Hoechlin's Superman and Bitsy Tulloch's Lois and put it on a whole new level. We see the interaction of a normal family. The show could sit and be a normal show with all of the superheroics taken away. And that's when you can really tell this show is good. Take all of it away, and if you have something really great, the show is going to work. Now, I do want to go through the episode a little bit. So again, last warning, I'm gonna do some spoilers, but we get a typical Superman origin. We get a Smallville world building. We get some wonderful, wonderful Easter eggs that show us Action Comics #1, or give us a little insight into changing into a phone booth. Just little stuff that made you know the writers and executive producer Jeff Johns knew exactly what they were doing when they were playing with these toys. Now, we do see how they met. We see a wonderful little story of how Lois and how Superman, how their relationship began. It began, of course, at the Daily Planet. We get a great montage of loving embraces and a marriage, a proposal, beautiful shots. I absolutely loved it. But then we meet the twins. And we meet both Jonathan, who is a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Initially, I did think he was going to be the one with powers, but we'll get there. And then Jordan, who's definitely a more challenging child. He suffers from social anxiety disorder and not a typical anxiety disorder. Something far more fierce, but you do see him be medicated and go to therapy. And I really like these characters. I actually can say that I like Jonathan a little less than I did Jordan. I felt the compassion and the feeling behind every one of his little winces or moves. He was a very, very good actor. Now, we see this whole plot with a nuclear reactor. Somebody is sabotaging them and using nuclear reactors because they are made out of lead. The initial scene where we see Superman fly through and save the day is amazing. He absolutely takes a whole iceberg to cool it down, and it is beautifully done. We also see Superman and General Lane have a dynamic because when Clark was young in this retelling, he lost his father very young, 12, 13 years old. So he's having a little bit of a fatherly mentor relationship with Lois's father, General Lane. Now, General Lane is definitely very hard. You can tell he's a little bit more, he's not going to be nice. He's going to tell you like it is. And he really does. But we see Clark lose his job. And they go back and forth between him and Lois, debating whether or not they should tell the children, or if it should be something they wait till they're a little bit older. We get a call from a doctor telling Clark his mother had passed away. It was one of the sadder parts in it. I do think that is where Tyler Hoechlin kind of lacked when it came to acting. His face of mourning wasn't near as good as his face of heroics. So we go through all of that and we see them back at the farm trying to decide what to do. And we see them the boys trying to reset the router. And as they do, Jordan actually falls and is not hurt at all. And when his brother jumps in to help him, he is not hurt either. And this is starting to make the boys wonder why. Why is there no reason for these two to actually be hurt when something so heavy fell from them? When something like falling from 30 feet doesn't actually hurt them. But the best thing about this show is it is a regular family. You're seeing Clark and Lois figure out how to have children that are going through moody disorders and puberty. You see Clark and Lois going through their own relationship turmoil. Not necessarily anything bad, but definitely Lois wearing the britches as she pretty much always has. But we also see in the barn, we see the boys kind of going through, wanting to know what's going on. And they eventually do come upon a ship. And that's when they confront their father to know the truth. They go through an amazing scene of Clark telling his kids just exactly, he is Superman. And there's a possibility that one of these two boys could have powers. Now, of course, they do think it's going to be Jonathan. He is a varsity quarterback as a freshman. And unfortunately for him, we see Jordan go to a little party with Lana Lang's daughter, and they kind of have a cute little flirty back and forth relationship, right? Well, he tries to kiss the girl. Of course he does. And he finds out she has a boyfriend by getting hit with, the boyfriend's fist in his face. And that's when Jonathan comes to save his brother. And we actually see Jonathan use heat vision. Jordan use heat vision. He uses heat vision for the first time, realizing that he's the one that has powers. And it's time to learn from Dad just exactly how to use them. It's a really great point in the story because you feel that fear behind Jordan's eyes. So we also see a fight that has been going on with these nuclear reactors, and we're unsure who it is. Now, for the entirety of the time I've been covering this show, I thought this was going to be the Phantom Stranger. We actually see a really good fight, and I want to give it to the writer, or I'm not sure if it's maybe Jeff Johns that did this. One thing I really disliked about Zack Snyder's Superman was the fact that he always wanted the battles grounded. And we see in this, when he is fighting this character, him take it to the sky, take it away from people that could get hurt. And I thought that was really important. Such a simple little thing shows me that they know these characters really, really well. Well, regardless, they move home. They move back to the house, and they are going to have to take over a little bit of a mortgage. And the moving home is what they need. It's rocky between Clark and between Jordan. And this is going to be a simpler life and just exactly what we need. Well, at the end, we get to find out who this man is that's been setting off nuclear reactors, who's been studying Clark, who's been following him like a jaded ex-girlfriend. And he walks into a ship, and we find out it is Lex Luthor from a different planet. I absolutely love this. Now, I know some people will probably be upset because he is race bent. We've seen this done before, so it's not the first time. I have no issue with this whatsoever. I thought I was like, yes, it's Lex. I love it so much. But it really is something different. We don't know what Earth he's from or how he got there, but he did mention that his Earth is gone and he knows everything there could be to know about Superman. So we're getting that dynamic that's always been in the comic books of Lex being obsessed with Superman to the point of a Batman Joker type relationship. And there's also some mystery about who this Morgan Edge character is. So I'm curious to see. But either way, this show is 100% a recommend. I really, really enjoyed the way they're taking it. I enjoyed a simpler story about a family, about a father, a mother, about two boys going through life and not knowing who they are, but sprinkling in those heroics. It was really good. So let me know, of course, what you guys think about the show if you have seen it. If not, it will be on the CW app tomorrow. I absolutely, probably a 9 out of 10. Let me know. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.